This is one of those videos you're going to want to sort of gather everyone around the computer or send it out to everyone in your organization, because I'm going to discuss an issue that drives me crazy that I see over and over again in organizations when I'm coaching people or working with different groups or teams, and it is the unhappy employee who doesn't bother to tell management they're upset. They sit at their desk, they brood, they build themselves, they build up more and more anger and frustration and resentment. Oh, and they'll go tell other people in the organization, or they'll go home and tell their family, but they won't go to their manager, leader, boss, whatever it might be, and say, hey, I'm not happy about this, or I think this isn't going well. Now, many of you that are watching this now, that you think to yourself, well, I got some things I really don't like about how they do things around here, but I'm not going to go tell my boss because I'll get, and I love this term, one person told me, I'll get vaporized. And you're gone. If you live in an environment where bringing criticism, let's say negative feedback, pointing out something that doesn't seem to be going right to you, if you work in an environment where doing that would cost you your job, you probably need to work someplace else because you work for a poor leader and things will likely not ever get better. There's another thing to check is maybe it's your attitude. And what I always say when I teach this sort of stuff in companies is it a state or a trait? A state, I'm just having a bad day. I'm just upset about this one project. Things aren't going well in other parts of my life and I feel like taking it out on the company. It's just a temporary state of being dissatisfied, frustrated, whatever it might be, stressed. If it's a trait that you see this happening over and over again in your life, and you're constantly frustrated and upset, then you might want to take a look in the mirror and say, maybe it isn't the people around me, maybe it's me. And this is also, now I'm going to shift to the leader, this is also something to look at when someone brings you critical feedback. Or they're frustrated or upset or angry or stressed. Is it a state or a trait? Are they just having a bad day, or is this an employee who just has a bad attitude? Now, let me now speak to the leaders. The only people that can tell you how to improve your company are your customers and your employees. And I am flabbergasted how often leaders in companies don't want to hear from either group. You know, I say, let's send out a customer survey. Oh, no, yeah. They tell us all the things they want us to change and expect us to change them. Or I don't want to get the negative feedback. And I see this a ton internally where I'll go to a leader or CEO and say, we need to do an audit of your internal organization. And they'll say, no way, I don't want to hear what they're complaining about. I'd have to do something. Now, the reverse is I work with a lot of organizations and great leaders who want to get that feedback. And oftentimes it frustrates them that they don't get enough of that feedback because they know everything's not perfect. And they think to themselves, wow, if people would just bring the information, I could fix it. You know, it's kind of like if you're really sick, but you don't want to tell the doctor about it, I'm not thinking you're going to feel a lot better soon. But this is the really important point for leaders, managers, leaders, bosses, CEOs, presidents. You have to make it safe for people to bring you bad news. You know, you can't kill the messenger. If someone goes way out on a limb to share some not so great information with you, don't saw the limb off, run out there and give them a hug. Say thank you. I didn't like hearing this. I'm upset. I'm upset to hear this is going on in the company, or I'm distraught to know that you feel this way. But you can't have retribution, finger pointing, getting back at them, telling them they're wrong. You've got to make it safe. You've got to make it really safe for people to bring you even bad news, because you can't fix it unless you know about it. And if it's down there festering and people are afraid to talk to you about it, it will likely hurt or kill your organization. So we got two things here. If you're an employee, you have to have enough courage to go and talk to the people above you about issues or problems or concerns or criticisms you have, if they're bad enough to really impact your productivity. And if you're a little upset, a little frustrated, you know, let it go. This too shall pass, maybe. But if it's really something that's got you worked up, you owe it to yourself and to the company to let people know. Now, the other side of that, I'm saying again, leaders, is you have to make it safe. You have to thank them for bringing you the bad news, the criticism, the negative feedback. and encourage other people to do it too. Hold them up as someone that brought you information you didn't want to hear, but information that now you know it, you can work on it, improve it, fix it, and make the company better for everybody. And here's a big idea. Happy employees lead to happy customers, which leads to more profit. Unhappy employees leads to unhappy customers, bad workforce, talent leaving, which isn't typically the way you run a successful business. So I really hope you take this to heart, pass it around your organization, send it to other folks, because this is an issue I see over and over again. And I see how bad it hurts the individual and the company not to be able to discuss things that aren't easily discussed, that might be a little bit uncomfortable, but if fixed or attended to, could have a huge positive impact on everyone involved. Hope you found this helpful.